Bonjour, and welcome to French 2 with Mr. McCoy. This is lesson 124, dedicated to compliments. And our learning objectives for this lesson are for you, at the end of the lesson, to be able to pay compliments to other people, and also to respond in an appropriate manner to other people's compliments. Now, you guys know we've been focusing in this unit on the parts of the house and the home furnishings. Now, when we practice with this in this video, maybe other videos in class, it might be more practical to focus on clothing, okay? Just for the simple fact that you guys are going to see each other around more often here, around school, around town. But more often you're going to see each other in your homes, okay? So again, it might be more practical for you to say, compliment other people on a new sweater, new shoes, new handbag, than necessarily, the new couch or the new stereo, okay? So again, that's what I'm trying to recall some of the clothing what you've seen earlier this semester as we go through this. And I'll be using a couple of different items we saw in the last unit as examples. Okay? So, first question is, how do we pay a compliment in French? So first, I'll show you a few adjectives which are going to come in handy. Okay? Whether you're paying a compliment on somebody's poster, bed, couch, or anything else, okay, car, haircut, whatever, okay. We could use, repeat after me, chouette, chouette, beau, joli, génial, cool, or chic. Okay, some of these you've seen before. Beau, beau is irregular. The feminine is belle. Okay. Chouette, beau, joli, génial, great. Okay. Not seen an adjective ending in al before. Just note that the masculine plural is irregular. The masculine plural ends in the al becomes aux. The masculine plural would be géniaux, géniaux. Okay. But then cool and chic are invariable. You don't have to worry about those changing. Okay, so repeat with me. Chouette, beau, joli, génial, cool, chic. Okay, so take for example a sweater. That'll be a masculine singular noun, and a pair of boots. That'll be a feminine plural noun. We'll practice with these, paying compliments. So one way you can pay a compliment is to use a pronoun and a possessive adjective. Here are a couple of examples. Okay. Numéro 1. Il est beau ton pull. Il est beau ton pull. Elles sont jolies tes bottes. Elles sont jolies tes bottes. Numéro 2. Okay. You could use the same expression and add que to the beginning. You hear this often in French. Okay. It become a couple examples. Qu'il est chouette ton pull. Qu'il est chouette ton pull. Qu'elles sont chic tes bottes. Qu'elles sont chic tes bottes. Okay. Numéro 3. Number 3. For even more emphasis, you use the same expression with qu'est-ce que at the beginning. Okay. Qu'est-ce que. Qu'est-ce que at the beginning. For example, qu'est-ce qu'il est cool ton pull. Qu'est-ce qu'il est cool ton pull. Qu'est-ce qu'elles sont géniales tes bottes. Qu'est-ce qu'elles sont géniales tes bottes. Okay. 4. Another way, you can use an interrogative adjective. For example, quel joli pull. Quel joli pull. Quelle jolie botte. Quelle jolie botte. And finally, you can go back to the first examples and use an adverb for more emphasis. A couple of adverbs you could use. Vraiment, which means truly or really. Très means very. And a couple of familiar adjectives. Adverbs. These aren't appropriate for formal situations or for writing, but you hear these a lot in conversation. vachement, and hyper. Okay, so you use these adverbs after the verb to again add more oomph, more emphasis. Okay, so you can say, for example, il est très cool ton pull. Il est très cool ton pull. Elles sont vachement belles tes bottes. Elles sont vachement belles tes bottes. Okay. So there are several ways you could formulate compliments. Okay, like structures you could use to pay compliment or compliment other people on different things. And finally, to respond to a person's compliment. There are a few useful expressions. Okay, and notice that our emphasis here is on modesty or humility. Okay, we kind of play it off a little bit. Okay, it's kind of the unwritten rule. Okay, we kind of play down. Okay, so you could respond simply, tu trouves, intonation rising, tu trouves, or c'est vrai, and notice here, make sure your intonation rises. You're asking a question. Really? Think so? You believe that? Okay. You want your intonation to rise. Otherwise, for example here, if you don't, you say, c'est vrai. If you don't make your intonation rise, it's like you're saying, yeah, you're right. Okay. Yeah, this sweater is really cool. Okay. These boots are great. Okay. You don't want to come across like that. Okay. To make the intonation rise. Tu trouves? C'est vrai. You can also say vraiment, really? Okay, and if a boy pays you a compliment, tu es gentil. If it's a girl, tu es gentille. Okay, or finally, that's nice of you, c'est gentil. Okay, here, just say gentil, don't pronounce the L. C'est gentil. Tu es gentil. Talk to a girl. Tu es gentille. Then you pronounce that. Okay? So that gives you how to formulate a compliment and how to respond to a compliment. Notice that you don't have to say merci. Okay? In English, we tend to say thanks. Okay? We have better ways of responding to a compliment in French than saying merci. Okay? Well, that'll do it for this lesson. Comme toujours, merci de votre attention, bon courage, bonne chance et au revoir.